Pro, it also takes things a lot further. It's not just camera for the name of it, but it changes things significantly. Let's look at primary camera and how we've changed this. Now the primary camera actually is comprising of a 12 megapixel high performance sensor. Now this captures all your key images. Along with that, there is a 5 megapixel depth sensor. Why did I say high performance sensor? Because when you take pictures like this one, you get incredible details. Now this picture was not clicked by a professional, but our team, and this is clicked in Bali. What you can see, incredibly detailed picture here. The overall colors in the ocean are captured really well. Even the color of the water as it gets close to the land changes, and that has also been retained. Right? But not just that, if you look at the foreground, now this is really good contrast here, and the leaves are also in focus, detailed. What's also really hard for cameras in this segment to capture is the shadow and how accurately that's depicted. Let's look at another interesting image. Now this was captured by Lucy. She's part of a global team, and this was shot around the Horseshoe Bend in Arizona. What you can see is the overall shadow of the cliffs falling on the Colorado River, the colors that change, and how accurately that shadow has been actually captured on the river. Not just that, we come to the foreground, the overall detailing of the cliffs, including all the layering, and obviously these layers have formed over millions of years, so incredibly important to kind of capture this detail coming in. But what I would want you to do is look at right at the top. Now this is something that most cameras will struggle with. When you've got such harsh lighting coming in, you've got so much detail in the foreground that most cameras will miss out on the detailing on the sky. And what not only do you have that, but all the clouds and everything else is also did accurately. Now obviously you've seen some great dynamic shots, but there's another segment that we've been focusing on at Xiaomi, which is to improve your overall photography experience when the light conditions are a bit more challenging. Now there are a lot of changes that we've done to the camera. However, I'd like to take your focus to a few of them from a hardware perspective. Number one is, for the first time on the Note series, you're using a wider f1.9 aperture. Now with this aperture, what we've also changed is the camera sensor itself. Now the camera sensor here has a massive 1.4 micron pixel size. Now how does it work together? How does it change your overall camera experience? With the Note 6 Pro, not only with a wider aperture, you are able to capture a lot more light. In fact, this light is a lot more compared to the best-selling dual camera in the country, which is the Redmi Note 5 Pro. But with a larger pixel, a 1.4 micron pixel size, incidentally, can obviously effectively process about 25% more light. So you get more light coming in, and your sensor can also process this light better, giving you incredible photographs in low light conditions. Let's take a look at this particular shot. Now this is a really good shot. Of course, it has to be because it's clicked by the Note 5 Pro. You get all the detailing. None of the edges of the sign are blurred out. The entire colors are coming out accurately. Now what happens if you've got a wider aperture and a larger pixel size, and both of them working together along with Xiaomi's camera software? You get something like this with the Note 6 Pro. Now the same scene shot, you get a whole lot more detail. What you didn't realize with the first one is this entire sign sits on this acrylic board. You can also see rivets at the back. You can see the wiring. It's just able to process that light so much more better. And of course, the reason we've done all of this is because our fans have really liked our cameras, and this is something that really matters when we're kind of pushing this to the next level. Let's look at a couple of other low light shots taken by the Note 6 Pro. Now this is an amazing shot again. Now this is a bridge late at night, flood lit, so it's really hard to capture the light properly. Of course, parts that are lit are detailed, in focus, but what about parts which do not have a floodlight coming through? For example, if you look at this particular beam here, now not only is this beam clearly seen, you can even see the individual rivets on that beam. It's absolutely incredible in terms of the details you can get with the Note 6 Pro. Not just that, if you look down and look at the road signs are not fuzzy. They're in focus, they're sharp. In fact, you can even see the shadows of the beams coming onto the road. Now, this is something that you will not see from a camera in this segment at all. Let's take a look at another one. Now, this is another sign, really hard to capture because there's a lot of light coming in from the neon sign. But behind this, you can see the pillar. All the details of the brickwork has been preserved perfectly. Even the bar at the back can be seen. So that's the Note 6 Pro with the new wider aperture, which is f1.9, and also importantly, a 1.4 micron